Hello and good afternoon. This is Woody Collins with Congo Helping Hands, and we are here for another episode of Talking About the Congo. And as always say, if you think this is useful, please like, subscribe, and share it with your friends so that they can also be enlightened by this. Today's topic is how much does your water cost? And as I said, this implies that there is a cost to water, whether you pay it or you don't pay it, whether it's included with your rent, or whether you have a water well on your farm or whatever it happens to be, you pay for it. Even if you bought a house that has a well at it, you probably going to have to do some maintenance on it. And that price of that water was included, that water well was included with your purchase price of that house. So there is a cost to water. And this was all brought up and when JC was criticized back in 2015 for making the comment, water is free. And what he was making that comment in relationship to was when they were trying to start a subscription based fee for songs and everything. He compared it to tap water being free, and therefore, if you wanted to buy a bottle of water, you could buy a bottle of water, or you can drink your tap water free. However, however, he should have known that water is not free. He should have known that. He should have known that water is not free because back in 2007, he had actually went out to did some work for the UN and actually got an award with the UN that said that on the Water for Life campaign that they had looked at water in 28 different countries, and so he should have known better. But that's not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about in the Congo, water is not free. And that's probably one of the main reasons why there is not water in a lot of the cities and also in the rural areas. It costs money to put those water wells into place, water pipes into place, or whatever the case, whatever infrastructure they're going to use, it costs money to do that. Not only the initial cost, is take if you're going to drill a well out in the rural area, it's going to cost you 12, 15, 20, 25, $30,000 to drill a well. Beyond that, it's still not free. You have to do periodic maintenance on it. That's going to cost you. Parts wear out. Even if you use a solar system, if a bird or something flies over or something falls out of the sky and breaks a solar panel, you're going to have to replace that solar panel. If the pump wears out, you're going to have to replace it. So there is always a situation where you are going to have ongoing maintenance costs. And that's the big problem in the Congo, ongoing maintenance costs. I have found out looking uh, over the years that I've been there, nothing is really maintained. And that goes to schools. I've been to schools where the schools not maintained. They may have been swept out, but they don't have a new coat of paint. Doors are not replaced. Windows are not replaced. The bricks are falling down. We just renovated a school in Kananga where they let the erosion knock down two of the classrooms. I mean, unbelievable. I mean, they should have went out and worked on that and got that done before then. Also, water sources. I've seen where water sources they are collapsing because nobody maintained them. So therefore, it gets to the point where contaminated water gets into the water source. Nobody maintain them. Health centers, they will let a health center go down to the point where it's falling down before they replace it. And also other non uh, personal buildings. And that's the situation. The people do not look at public things as something that they should be working towards or maintaining. They look at public things as something that the government should be doing. And I don't know why they come up with this conclusion, because it's not like they're paying taxes. We here in the United States, we pay taxes, and we can demand that our government maintain the roads, maintain uh, the, the streets, the infrastructure. We pay our utilities, and so the utilities companies, they know that they have to maintain those infrastructures in order to be able to provide service to us. We just don't pay money if we're not getting the service. But in the Congo, it's a different situation. So it all goes back to how much people think that their water is going to cost. And the reason I'm saying this is we know for a fact that water out of lakes, streams, and creeks and stuff in the Congo is polluted, is contaminated, and they can die from it, at least get sick from the water. So they need safe water to drink. However, it costs money, number one, to put that into place. And number two, it's going to cost money to keep it ongoing. You may get a church or another government agency to put in a well, but somehow it needs to be uh, uh, ongoing maintenance needs to be done on it, and that needs to be what we call sustainability. We're finding that throughout Africa, a lot of water wells are not sustainable because their fees are not being collected or charged to people who uh, partake of them, and so therefore it never becomes sustainable. So that is the crux of the matter, is we all have to realize that water is not free. There is a ongoing uh, cost, number one, to acquire it, and an ongoing cost to keep it going. Just for instance, we told people, oh, well, even if you get your water out of a lake or stream, you can put some chlorine in it to disinfect it and kill the germs so that it won't make you sick. You think that would be a widely used product? No, it's not widely used. You can tell them they can boil it. They have to go out and get firewood and get stuff like that. Most people don't boil their water. Uh, you know, so there's a lot of situations that they're taking things for granted and not doing. So being sustainable water projects is going to be difficult unless you can somehow charge the people and they agree to pay it in order for it to be maintained. That's my ideas. If you have any comments, please drop them in the chat. We would appreciate it. And we will talk with you again tomorrow at 3 o'clock when it's Ask Woody Anything. So if you got questions that you want to ask me, please drop those in the chat tomorrow and we will get those answered. In the meantime, as always, wash your hands, socially distance yourself, and wear your mask so that we can get this pandemic under control. We'll talk with you later. Take care.